open up a file and that kind of thing. But right now we're actually in a file. This is actually 2000 by 2000. And today we're going to talk to you about how to use layers. I know this already has red in it. Just go ahead and undo that. Have no color. Now, first of all, when you begin to design a project, begin to create, you're going to have several layers. First of all, you're going to have layers that may have, first of all, a photograph of some sort. Go ahead and add one there. Some kind of picture. We'll just put a background on it. Just drag it in there. Okay. And that will be the first layer or one of the layers. And you'll always have a background layer. This one we're just going to put in here. Okay. Now, if you look at the layers, you'll see that that has one layer now. This is the bottom layer. Now, once you get a number of layers here, layers of things that are going on, like perhaps put another person in front of that, just add a person and maybe some colors and a couple of other things. We'll just go ahead and add this woman in there. Add her in. Okay, cut the background. We add her in here, put her in there. Now she's another layer. Now, what we do now is we make sure that we name the layers. That's the first thing we want to do, is name the layers. Just call it whatever helps you understand what it is and helps you know what it is. We'll just say background. Oh, no, not background. Let's say library. Library. Okay, we got that library. Leave that like it is. This one, just go ahead and just double click on it and just say woman in black. Okay, so now you know that this one is the woman in black, and you know that this layer is the library layer. Now, what if you have 50 of them? Okay, if you have 50 of them, you have to be able to organize and structure them so that you understand what goes where, when, and how. Okay, so one of the ways you do that is by clicking on one of the layers and going down here to what's called folder. Put that in a folder. Okay, so now this one is in a folder, or it should be in a folder. Drag it up, put it in there. Now it's in the folder. Okay, now when you turn this off, just that folder closes. And everything that's in the folder closes also. Okay, so you can go ahead and put the woman in black in a folder too. There's no telling what you're going to be doing with that. So we'll go ahead and put that in the folder also. Okay, now make sure she's in there. Got the folder, her in it, got the folder with her in it. Okay, or the background. So now, what if you have a dozen of them? What if you have 100 of them? What if you have 50 of them? What if you have several of them? How do you fix that? Well, the other way you can do that is you can go ahead and change the colors. Okay, you can actually right click on the line there, and you have a number of colors that you can choose from. I always start out with red. Okay, so everything in there is now red. Okay, you can go up to this one. Sorry, turn it back on, and you right click on it, and everything in there will now be blue. It'll help you find it a little bit easier. If you know that all the backgrounds and all the things related to the woman are in blue, it's easier to find, and you also labeled it. Now, you want to go ahead and label this also. Yeah, say woman features. And then back here, right click, double click, and you can change that also to library feature. All right, so now we have the naming, we have the colors, and we have the folders. That's the basic of layers. Just wanted to show you the basics. Now this is the background. Take that off and you'll see background disappears. And you can go ahead and stretch this out, the library, to fill in that entire background by clicking Control-T. You hit Control-T. You can go ahead and let's go Control-C also to bring the screen down just a tad. All right, now we see the whole screen. And this is just for this sake of this particular video. Okay, now you have that filled in. Go ahead and click the check mark or the OK mark. And now you have the woman in black on the bottom, on the top there. Okay, and then you have the library features on the bottom layer. Now we can stretch her on out, and a number of things we can do. We can either take out the background, we can change this color black to red, we can change the color of her lipstick, her fingernails, do all kinds of things to it. And all of that will be in this one folder. Okay, everything you do will be in this one folder. For instance, let me just throw something in there real quick. Go down here to add an adjustment layer, and we'll just say vibrance. Vibrance. Okay. Go ahead and change the saturation. Whoops, to the background, but that's okay. Still works. Okay, so you just everything you add to here will be in this particular folder. Okay, so you go ahead and close that out, and it is all above the folder, but that's okay. But everything in the folder is affected by this vibrance. Okay, so everything in the background, the library, will be affected by this vibrance. So you can go ahead and put that in the folder if you want to. Okay, so that means that everything in the folder is now affected by vibrance. Okay, so you can go ahead and add the more features. You can go ahead and change things, go ahead and adjust things, and just add it to that folder whenever you're done with it. Now, this one, the vibrance, this one layer that we just put in, we can add vibrance. We can add a number of other ones too. Okay, you have your patterns, you have your brightness, your contrast. All of those are right here, but we're going into layers right now. Just want to deal with the layers so we can understand how to put them in here, organize them, and structure them. Well, anyway, that's all I have for today. Hopefully you learned something from this. We'll have a lot more in the future, and we'll have a little more on a regular basis. I know it was 2 weeks since I did the last one. It won't be that long this time. Anyway, we've gone into this, so feel free to like and also subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye-bye.